GM guys. Hello and welcome to another Developers Guild. My name is Mike Pawel and I am the DevRel at Superteam Germany. And for today's Dev Guild, we have an interesting guest. Before I will introduce him, I will tell you what we will actually cover. Namely, it will be Webacy, or how they call it nowadays. It's dd.xyz. And what you can expect for this dev guild today is like why security checks are important or critical for investors and developers too, and how you can use their tech to analyze wallets, tokens, and contracts for red flags, etc. But I don't want to get too much into detail because it will be introduced here. And for that, I would want to welcome Jeremiah, who is CTO at Webacy. He is a true OG in the security space, actually. He has over 15 years of experience. He comes from a big brand backgrounds like Binance, Coinbase, and even Cisco Security. So just without further ado, let's welcome Jeremiah to the stage. Hello.
Hello. Hey. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Cool. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you. That intro. Let's get into it. Cool.
Yeah, nice to have you. The stage is
Yes.
yours. Enjoy. Also for the audience, if you have any questions, type them in the chat and we will have a Q&A session at the end where we will discuss all questions.
Cool. So yes, what is kind of Webacy DD? We're kind of like a one-stop shop for everything security in Web3 crypto space. And DD makes decisioning more reliable, providing real-time intelligence and scoring for anything in crypto: wallets, transactions, tokens, contracts. And we curate a data lake of over 30 data sources to make real-time decisioning, for all kinds of entities or IOCs in Web3. Cool. Just a team overview. We have people from all over: Palo Alto Networks, Coinbase, Binance, Stanford, POAP, Crossmint. Really awesome team members. We have a great group of investors: Mozilla, QuantStamp, Sui, just to name a few. And yeah, we support a lot of different folks: Etherscan, Mintify, Walrus, Revoke Cash, just to name a few. And we have some other ones big ones we will be announcing really soon. So a really awesome support structure and foundation. These are the different chains we support. We just support many, but yeah, very EVM focused, with a few outside. And yeah, we just want to help clean up the space. And if you know of any chain or work on teams that's interested, please contact us, and we could talk about supporting. Okay, so how do we work? Just kind of in a nutshell, user kind of logs in with their dApp, their wallet, or they could query our API. They make the request. We're taking in data from 10 plus chains and pulling the latest. So Riscore sends that. So we grab that data and score it in our kind of scoring layer here. We have a bunch of different use cases of AI and machine learning there for smart contract analysis, transaction analysis, wallet analysis, like address poisoning, and different kind of just scoring all the different types of, like as we saw on the previous slide. And we have our database that we read it back to, and then we serve that back to the customer. And we have a bunch of external providers also we take in data as well. We have low latency response, optimized for speed and fast delivery. We continuous learning and improvement on our system. The system performance and the accuracy improves over time. We constantly retrain our models and looking at improving our models and deploying the latest kind of AI models to help make decisions. We have multi-chain intelligence, so we aggregate data and analyze across multiple blockchains, high resilience and redundancy. And also we have AI-driven optimization, and we constantly have AI refining our decision-making and performance, and we also manually intervene and improve the AI as well. Okay. So just to go over the risk threat endpoint, those are the problems we solve here. There's hidden dangers like fake tokens, vulnerable or malicious contracts, illicit fund flows, rug pulls, honeypots, phishing, drainers, etc. And yeah, it's all real-time, in-depth due diligence. And we also provide contract risk for honeypots, fake and remintable tokens, malicious deployers and minter analysis, and also hidden taxes and fees and the underlying vulnerabilities. And here's just some examples on the slide on the side of recent tokens on Base, Trump. Oftentimes this goes along with current events. During election time, we saw big spikes in election-themed scams, and just keep on going, as you guys know. So yeah, just here we also have financial and behavioral risks. So we do a lot of like trading analysis and kind of early holder calculation analysis. So this is often helpful in detecting rug pulls. So new tokens face immediate manipulation through sniper bots and coordinated buying, bundling. So retail investors need protection from rug pulls and these kind of pump and dump schemes, and they're going on all the time. So really important manipulation patterns emerge in the first few hours after the token launched. So our algorithms work on these and make a detection to give back a risk level for these tokens in a new releases. So yeah, so we do ownership concentration analysis, top 5, 10, 20 holder distribution, and also bundling detection, basically same block coordinated purchasing. And also we track ongoing holder behavior beyond that initial window as well. So this is really helpful, and a lot of people really like this kind of feature in our API. And it's actually, I find it really fascinating. It's really cool. So you guys should check it out, play around with it. Yeah, we also have sniper bot detection. So it identifies wallets buying within seconds of the mint. And also we detect multiple buys in the same block as well. And we have a confidence scoring between 0 and 100. Early holder analysis, so real-time tracking beyond 10 hours. So we have continuous monitoring features, current holding percentages, how much the first buyers still hold, bundled buyer behavior, monitoring for if coordinated buyers are dumping, a sniper tracking, see which the snipers are still there or sold, and also pre-buyer breakdowns, individual wallet movements with supply percentage. So the impact for these customers are, we protect retail investors from coordinated manipulation, and this helps, guard against rug pulls. And we have data-driven decisions with, these different kinds of risk metrics, and just enhancing the whole platform integrity, but also just kind of overall integrity of Web3. Cool. So smart contract security. So we're actually making some improvements right now to our system. So we're going, in the previous slide, you saw kind of a user, in the beginning, you saw a user query for an address, and you get a score back. So we're actually taking it a step ahead and going to actually ingesting whole chains of data and smart contracts and scoring on the fly as they come out. So, we're starting this with, also we're doing this for our holder analysis as well for Solana. But basically the newest set of contracts come in, we have Kafka stream we can read in, or through our smart contract database that we ingest. Every 10 minutes, the latest contracts get uploaded. We pass that to our analysis pipeline, smart contract source code analysis pipeline, and we give scoring, and also to our holder analysis pipeline, and we actually put that to our database, so we have a much more much more visibility across the chain itself. We could actually almost score protocols in themselves. And also then we serve that back to our customers through WebSockets, right? And they get live risk intelligence data. So we're going to a more streaming real-time risk intelligence as the contracts come in with full visibility across chain. So this is in the works right now. These are the kind of detections we're working on our smart contracts. So, this kind of some of the differentiators from others. I mean, there's some people who do, different detections like this, different kinds of minting, but we go a little bit deeper and we have different variants of those types of kind of the domain or the overall theme of that specific fraud, right? So we have kind of hidden mint, hidden balance update, reentrancy, lower level delegate calls, malicious Boolean checks, and malicious burning, and malicious external calls as well, and also kind of import tampering. So with kind of tampered import libraries from like OpenZeppelin, like safe math as well. If they change the arithmetic from a plus to a minus, it could be devastating. And yeah, there's some definitions on the side, but these are all kind of different features of like a contract, like I'd say kind of malicious or vulnerable features of a contract that play a role in these different types of attacks that are mentioned in the attack types as well. But something that we do differently is we go a little deeper and have different variants of these kind of attack domains. So, and these are all involved in these types of attacks as well. So what can we do for wallets? Our threat endpoint provides real-time actionable intelligence to wallets and provides safety from users for malicious entities on chain. Oftentimes we don't know the source of funds or the exposure of funds that are coming through the taint of those kind of coins. So this helps kind of get a view on that, some visibility on that, and also we make sure users are protected from hacks, stolen funds, sanctioned entities, mixers as well, and all of the kind of different threat categories and compliance categories. Yeah. So we analyze on-chain data to provide instant risk profiles for these wallet addresses. And yeah, just again, illicit fund flows, wallets linked to hacks, thefts, sanctions compliance, OFAC and other sanctions. We're taking in global sanctioned as well, addresses, so not just from OFAC. Connections to drainers, phishing, rug pulls, and different kinds of scams. And also Sybil and spam activity, so addresses involved in coordinated manipulative behavior as well. Okay, and we have advanced fund flow analysis for multi-level transaction tracking, and traces and analyze fund flows across multiple wallets to identify suspicious patterns and connected networks on EVM compatible chains. So up to 3 levels of transaction tracking. And we identified connected wallet clusters, so kind of could be malicious wallet clusters coordinated with different actors. Multi-sender contracts, so mass distribution schemes, disperser wallets, fund spreading patterns, and also exchange address exclusion, so skip known exchange wallets. We have contracts filtering to option to exclude smart contracts and filter by different tokens so this is a really cool feature of our API, of our product that you guys should check out. And just one of the many things that customers love. Yeah. Cool. So getting into transaction monitoring and transaction kind of scoring. So this is kind of one of the latest innovations and kind of latest attacks in the industry. Address poisoning is just like rampant right now. So this happens when an attacker kind of sees a wallet, they have some decent amount of money, sends a bunch of zero transfers. Basically, they look at your kind of known, they catalog your known entities that you submit to, almost like your whitelist, for example, like who you consistently send to, like your friend, or different exchange global deposit addresses, other types of known kind of on your known list, right? So then they start to spoof those. They create vanity addresses around them, and they spoof those addresses, and they send zero transfers from those addresses to the victim wallet. And then unknowingly the user may be tired or whatever, not looking, and they copy and paste the address from that transaction, because oftentimes these UIs for these explorers or wallets have truncated addresses. So that's another thing. They spoof the first prefix, like 8 to 10 characters, and the last, and then unknowingly copy and paste that wallet, and you send your funds to the attacker, right? And they usually aggregate from a wallet after that. But yeah, in the last year, these attacks have surged. Just hundreds of millions gone, and it's just really rampant right now. A lot of wallets and exchanges, users in the crypto space are really worried about this. So yeah, and we're talking to Ledger and MetaMask about this right now. So they're really interested, and so it's top of mind. And this is a full machine learning algorithm using XGBoost, and we're approaching kind of 99% accuracy on this. So it's coming along very nicely, and constantly iterating and removing false positives, false negatives. These are the kind of features that we show in there. So address similarity, Levenshtein distance, like known NLP algorithms, the transaction values, time differences. Oftentimes attackers will flood your wallet in a very short amount of time with addresses that don't have any previous behavior or transactions before. And also we do have like a overall score for that all gets fed into an algorithm, XGBoost, which performed well on a lot of Kaggle competitions, and very well-known tried and true algorithm in machine learning and supervised machine learning, and we use it for supervised classification. And this is just an article on the side that we came out with about the accuracy, but the accuracy is improved from there. But this got picked up by Cointelegraph, so you guys can check that out too. Okay, and this is a little demo of kind of what it looks like in our UI. So just entering some addresses. And this is just, this shows our UI right here, or sorry, our API kind of interface right here. You could enter in some a victim address. You get the scores back here and all the different kind of info associated with the poisoning event. So you could see some of the suspicion scores come across as 99%. So it's very nice probability coming back. And yeah, you could head to our API docs and also go check it for yourself, create an API key and go check it yourself, and also play with DD as well. Okay, I'll just skip through this because it's kind of all the same. I just show a few examples, but that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, here's a so onto transaction simulation. So this is kind of a new addition to our product suite. So this is basically, we're scoring different kinds of transactions, regular Ethereum transactions, and also EIP 712 transactions. So we're looking at the exposure of the sender and the receiver, and we run simulations using live chain data, compute domain and message hashes, and also map to kind of the risk threat category for, again, the sender and the receiver. And we also, some innovations on this, we are analyzing kind of like the different 4-byte signatures associated with the transaction and cataloging a database of all the malicious kind of 4-byte signatures we're finding. We have a kind of big, deep expertise background in that and catalog that. So if you guys have played out around with 4-byte directory, we're creating like a malicious kind of 4-byte directory that we could ping and get intel from and look, okay, these all factor into like signals to make a decision on the transaction. And yeah, why it matters. So it detects threats before signing, and also signature. We're working with Ledger on this. So, and also this helps in the case of, the canonical example being like the Bybit attack, right? So blind signing is a major issue nowadays. So we want to help, give more comfort to those signing transactions and giving pre-transaction scoring as well. So cool. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that in-depth review of your product. I already gathered some questions, and maybe in the meantime, if you guys from the online audience would have any questions to Jeremiah, feel free to write them in the meantime. But as of now, I just heard people praising you.
Oh, thank
cool
you.
stuff, and it's awesome. Love to see that. But maybe upfront, you've showed us some of the examples that are exclusive to Ethereum, right? Are you like planning to also going towards Solana, or is there something that is like on Solana that's not on Ethereum or EVM chains?
Yeah, so Solana is actually the holder analysis and the bundling sniping is actually very popular on Solana. We actually it was originally for Solana, and then we moved that to we just migrated that to EVM chains, and so we're supporting holder analysis for EVM chains as well. But that was very popular on Solana and one of the most loved things about the product. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And like what I saw throughout the presentation is that it's like very niche sort of, so that people most of the people or developers don't even think of like using this tech or like that it even exists.
Yeah, totally. So Brian, our co-founder and leader, I like what he says. He gives a term. We're like chain analysis for the people, right? So a lot of people don't know about this, but this is a great tool for kind of your everyday consumer and retail to check out, and also for developers and stuff. It's for everyone.
Yeah, and also what you mentioned with the address poisoning stuff is definitely crucial. Like mostly you see just like the beginning and the end and then some dots, you just copy and send them, right? And if we want to move towards like mass adoption, like for people who don't even know or like are not into that space, they don't know that something like this can happen. Protecting against it is definitely one thing to take care of, and I love to see that you introduce it as well.
Yeah, the UI truncation actually backfires in this case. So for all these explorers, like when they have just ... in the middle, it actually aids the attack. You're helping the attacker.
Exactly. That's right. Like all the wallet providers as well. They just
totally. It's all copy paste. Yeah, but I think keeping your known kind of whitelist up to date is important. Yeah.
Exactly, definitely. And like speaking of that people don't care or know about this tech, for what kind of people would you say this technology is for? Like who should definitely integrate it and why should they specifically?
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, I think we're kind of in a improvement phase or kind of evolving. So we were mainly for kind of retail and people trying to trade and buy some coin and make money, kind of almost like placing bets and stuff. You're kind of everyday layman and kind of retail customers. But man, this is an amazing tool that is for everyone, really. and we're just starting to talk kind of like at the institutional level. We have some big names, actually, I can't reveal right now, but we're talking to, and we just landed some good contracts with them. So, but we'll come out soon. But this is for everyone, and the main thing is that any time there is a place, at any place there is for security in this space, this is the new, digital assets. This is being converted to, fiat dollars at the end of the day. When the attackers, after the theft and the laundering, they're getting out, real money and using that. So for all different types of nefarious purposes. So we need to stop them at every place possible, right? And
Right.
it's not just the North Korea happening, from stealing exchanges. That's a romanticized example. We're here fighting the day-to-day meat and potatoes, steady pilfering of funds, through all different types of attacks related to smart contracts, address poisoning, all different types of drainer scams, phishing. So this is the meat and potatoes every day, and that we want to take a chunk of and stick it to the bad guys. Right.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very important field.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, people shouldn't get caught up in, the attacks only that make the headlines.
Yeah.
It's everyday consistent. There's a lot of really Web3 really awesome Web3 security professionals and compliance professionals who are dedicated in this space to making it better, and also trying to solve problems that not a lot of people understand, right?
Yeah, I get it. But like what we usually have ongoing in Solana is that we have a big hackathon coming up in 1 month. And how would you imagine new startups forming, or what startups should use the tech specifically? Could you imagine some?
New wallets, anyone doing kind of analysis on smart contracts. I mean, auditing firms. If you're trying to automate auditing with us, a big push is AI. So actually, we're set up really well to. We have a lot of training data, right, that we've generated ourselves from our findings. So you could use our product to help generate more data to train these AIs, or classic like machine learning algorithms. And yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the big things that gets kind of, it's not getting overlooked, but training data will become more and more important in the future. Like when we were building this stuff, there wasn't like research papers out there, right? When I came into security and like Web2 security, there's more papers about phishing and kind of botnets and like DGAs. But in the Web3 security space, there's not a lot of data out there that people can play with, right? So there's a few different public data sets, but so we're set up for that, and we're perfectly open to working with other startups and other partners in the space who want to kind of fight the good fight. Yeah.
However, we have to say that, like, of course, the Web3 space is so much newer than the Web2 space, but the good thing is that we are on blockchain, so we see the transactions, and I think throughout the next years we will gain so much more information that at some point we will have larger data sets than in Web2.
Yeah, you hit the nail spot on. So, crypto and Bitcoin and are godsend for criminals, but they're also godsend for blockchains are a godsend for investigators and tracking, right? Exactly. And I think that's a great point being brought up, like at the SEC level too. These are pseudo-anonymous systems, but if you want to like do some theft, I wouldn't put it on a public blockchain.
Yeah, right? That's we had those mixers and stuff going on, but this is another topic. Usually,
yeah. But the tracing through mixers is getting better too. There's a lot of really awesome crypto tracers out there. So yeah.
All right, I'm not that familiar with the security space there, but
yeah. Well, there's like compliance teams, yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of really awesome professionals in the space doing a lot of amazing things, So, yeah.
Exactly. And like speaking of companies to like deal with this stuff, would you have some examples or some good companies where you see your product fits in very good that you could potentially also show?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we're set up for everything. I mean, I think exchanges, CeFi and DeFi exchanges. I really like the idea of working with protocols themselves. I actually think we're really good with the new kind of architecture I was showing with the smart contracts. We're capable of scoring the protocols as a whole, like a protocol health. Um, and we have some metrics for that as well. I actually would love to work with more chain analyzers. So Chainalysis, TRM, Crystal blockchain, others to kind of improve their Web3 labeling and kind of intelligence. And also, eventually, maybe not right now, but working with also the public sector, law enforcement as well, and also maybe regulators in terms of, making recommendations on how to better, I don't want to say, comply in the DeFi space because, DeFi is kind of freedom and the wild, wild west, but, there's still certain crimes that need to be monitored. For example, crimes against children, human trafficking, that, we can't just let it slide because it's DeFi and kind of this, idealist crypto DeFi, views, right? We can't just, put those crimes to the side. There needs to be some kind of enforcement on illicit funds going to for very bad intentions, right? So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think evolving in the DeFi space, all these security companies and compliance companies who want to evolve into DeFi or have DeFi needs and purposes around security and compliance, we're right here. And I'd say we're one of the leaders in kind of DeFi labeling, DeFi security labeling. So,
all right. And like talking about the companies, do you have any specific names of the companies or like some websites? Maybe if you work with them, if it's possible for you to just go through like how it works integrated into websites.
oh, into websites? Oh, I'd say into their products.
Or
So
the product, right?
you could look at chain. Have you heard of Chainalysis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Chainalysis, TRM Labs, right? Also, your different kind of wallets. I would say Ledger, a Phantom potentially, MetaMask. Yeah, working with different exchanges could be the top exchanges. Could be a DeFi like 1inch, for example, would be a great candidate. But yeah, integrating with these kind of different chain analyzers and stuff, compliance tools would be very useful.
I see.
And you could look up Crystal blockchain intelligence as well. That's a good one.
Definitely lots of different stuff there, as I see. And yeah, specifically what I think, like definitely the DeFi space is most prominent for your use case. And talking about DeFi or like decentralized stuff and Web3, you mentioned yourself that you come from Web2, right?
Yes.
So like from my personal perspective is how did you make the transition from
Oh yeah, that's a
being
good story.
from Web3?
So yeah, I was telling you in the beginning, we were off camera. I really like kind of squeezing a lot of data and see what kind of juice comes out of it, right? So back in the day, I used to work for a company called OpenDNS, which got bought by Cisco. It was a DNS security company in San Francisco. So we were tasked with I was on the research team and running analytics on large scale like DNS data. So a lot of domains, IP addresses, WHOIS email, like different kinds of WHOIS information, but combining that to make like decisions in DNS land, which is another graph similar to blockchain, right? So all of a sudden I started, training this model, and, we're finding a lot of these attacks from different kind of Web2 companies, PayPal, bank, the different banks, Bank of America, your traditional banks and stuff. And so I said, okay, let's train it on different kind of this new blockchain companies, different wallets. For example, it was blockchain.info back then, before it was .com, right? Binance was around back then, Coinbase, a few others, but different exchanges. And there was My Ether wallet and My Crypto before, which is now part of MetaMask. But all these different, initial, ground zero Web3 companies. And so I trained the algorithm that, and we'd find massive amounts of phishing and scams involving, spoofing of these companies, and, just people getting robbed left and right, and they're all being served through Google Ads as one of the main things. So there's millions and millions of lost in Google Ads. And I worked on a case actually with the Ukraine cyber police called the coin hoarder case. So it's one of the first examples we worked on, identifying phishing campaign from blockchain.info wallets. We actually worked with the Ukraine cyber police to identify the transactions. And we actually got them in the end. We busted the criminals in the end. So we had a takedown. But so I saw long story short, I saw all the data itself kind of, and the attacks go towards crypto. And during that time also, there was a huge ransomware boom. So like Petya, not Petya, a lot of different kind of WannaCry, right? All these different ransomware that just wreaked havoc on all different industries. And that was also, it's malware, but the end payment is through crypto, right? So that was the thing that put crypto in the forefront for criminals as well. And that's where you get the kind of masking transactions that they started. Of course, we traced them to get the cash out points, but that was huge back then, right? This is like 2015, 2016, 2017 time. And actually, I met with Google security team, and they actually changed their ad policies on the work that we did. So it was useful. But yeah, that's how I kind of fell down the rabbit hole, just from the attacks and the data. But I really enjoyed tracing the transactions once the theft gone, to see where the actual money would go, right? And so it was really cool. It's I'd say, I do a lot of building like detection algorithms and stuff, and we just see the data dump in like CSVs or kind of JSON output. So it was actually cool to see some tangible results from your, kind of development, right? So that really woke it up for me. Yeah.
So did you start doing that already in your Web2 journey? So you were going into security, you saw that blockchain is like one part of where attacks happen or where fraud is happening, and then you just went there, or like, how was
I put it like this, like, I need something to like consume my mind at work, and like interesting problems to work on. So the transition I'd say Web3 security is like Web2 security on steroids. And that's my pitch for all you Web2 security professionals who I'm trying to get you. All the good ones, come over. We need you.
That would be my next question. Like, how different is Web2 security to Web3 security? Like, essentially.
I mean, there's all different data sets, like, tracing on the blockchain, and, dealing with new smart contract data as well. But, a lot of, you see the Bybit was a supply chain attack, right? So that was through, that's common in Web2, right? So also, oftentimes, username credentials pass, through these exchanges. Often I used to see that at Binance often, but all these kind of, and that's your steadily like day to day, right? And then overall kind of different kind of security hygiene at your exchanges as well. Your Web2 security hygiene as well. Not clicking on links that you shouldn't have. Oftentimes they target different developers, or this is North Korea targeting different developers at exchanges, and or with certain kind of emails that they might be interested in, like trading emails or whatever, or just leadership teams as well. So your standard hygiene there as well. Also, there's DNS related attacks where they hijack the DNS as well. This is from Web2 as well. So I'd say, we're actually facing that in Web3 right now, that all these Web2, like the attackers have gone through a lot of the Web3 kind of data oriented attacks. So now they're going back to get back in and further their kind of nefarious activities as well. So you need it all around the board. We need it, just like the attackers are evolving, right? Attackers often, North Korea, others, different Russian financial groups, ransomware groups, all different kinds of financial attacks, Iranian, whatever, APT groups. These guys are moving much faster than the defenders are right now. So we're kind of fighting a losing battle, but it's getting better. But we really need more kind of intelligent people and better kind of, I'd say, organization development practices and kind of a unified front against these attacker groups, because they're just adopting the latest technologies. And by the time the defenders come up to speed with defending those technologies, they're moving on to the next one, right?
Yeah, I see.
Like the Monero, right? Like you heard about Monero and privacy coins, a few years ago, and now you rarely hear about them, right? So, I mean, there's other privacy technologies like the mixers and stuff, but they're moving on, right? So
essentially saying that you can sum it up that Web3 security is the same as Web2, but even more, right? So you don't have to do,
yeah. It's like a video game. It's like a really fun video game for me. Yeah.
Just an extension to Web2, sort of.
Yeah, it's really fun. I love working in Web3 security. There's some really awesome people, all different kinds of personalities and events. So it's lots of fun. And also, you kind of have, I would say you have a lot more on the line, because you're dealing with large sums of money, and crypto being stolen. I mean, it's absurd. So.
And you said that you need even more skilled people than from Web2 security. The need, is it something that you would say that you would also hire people? Like if somebody from the audience would be very knowledgeable in the security space and they're looking for something, are you hiring at Webacy?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and not just technical folks. I mean, growth people, all different kinds, business people, all different kinds of people. So, contact Webacy, but yeah, we definitely need really, sharp people. And it doesn't have to have necessarily a security background, but if you're, a great developer who has interest in, Web3 and Web3 security, yeah, for sure, contact Webacy.
And how could people contact you?
You could go on the company website, but also I don't have it in the presentation. I probably should have, but you could look me up on Telegram at JOconnor415, JOCO and an OR 415 on Telegram. And also, I believe the Twitter is at mywebacy.
Did I
let me just confirm that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. And also, we have a really, you could, at mywebacy, and also on Twitter, X, sorry. And also, our leaders are kind of, all at different conferences. Micah and Brian, they're super awesome, super approachable. So, they're always speaking and around at different events all around the world. So, you can find them there and stuff. That'd be.
All right. And would you recommend people should go through your website or contact you directly if they are looking for some
either one? Yeah, either one. You feel free to contact me directly on Telegram. Also, you could look up Jeremiah O'Connor, security research on LinkedIn. You could find me. And also Micah Isugawa, and CEO of Webacy. So you could check her out on LinkedIn as well. And yeah, those are kind of some of the best places. But we're pretty responsive, and yeah, just give us a shout.
And would it be through the dd.xyz or another link?
Sorry, hold on. Yeah.
Just so I can put it up that people can
look up webacy.com and also dd.xyz. Those are a few of our places. Yeah.
All right. All right. So I hope all this data is correct. We'll just have it placed for a bit.
Yeah.
If some from the audience is interested, feel free.
We have also our social media also on the Webacy webpage. So
oh yeah, the Webacy link will be, like, if you see it on YouTube or on X, it will be in the description. So just also look down there. You will be able to see it.
And sorry, just a few, just one spelling for it's JOCONNOR. Sorry.
Oh, it's OR, not ER, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like this.
Yeah, here, or I sent it in the chat.
Oh, I have my C's there. I just see it now. All right. So this should be correct, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Now this is the official thing, and if you want to see what they're up to in Webacy on X, it's in the display section or down there in the description. So feel free to check it out. I see that we also don't have any further comments, but Jeremiah, would you have any alpha, something that only the attending people should know?
Let's see. I would say, really, this is a really cool time, to be alive with this kind of technology and the changing of, and not just that, even at these crypto conferences, a lot of the AI is being improved, everything's AI, even at the crypto conferences. Yeah. So, take an interest in it. There's some really cool new projects to be built that haven't been built yet, right? And it doesn't even have to be security, but that also change kind of the ideas and the kind of ideals of what we thought of as money, and also changing field of AI as well. The speed at which we could build and software and kind of iterate on different problems than we were before is just amazing. So I find it fast. I mean, you program with Cursor, right? Or some kind of tools, right?
Of course. At some point, every developer does, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's wonderful. I'm just like a kid in the candy store, right? But you could, so I'd say, it's really awesome time. A lot of people are kind of afraid of kind of AI swooping up, but jobs. But I think it's going to change the jobs, right? And I think it's going to unlock a lot of different kinds of creativity, right? Definitely. And new kind of pathways, and new projects, kind of initiatives, in the space, so.
Yeah, the Web3 space is just expanding even more. So being in there, people who are here already, they are in the space, you're in a good way. So
yeah, I mean, also, a lot of AI and hasn't really, and kind of machine learning analytics in general, big data crunching hasn't been entered the compliance space, right? So in blockchain compliance or blockchain security. So, there's still a lot of new things to be developed, right? New tracking, new kind of building new kind of like an AI analyst, an AI compliance analyst, AI investigator at exchanges, to help others, to improve, bring greater integrity to the space and improve the kind of rate probability of theft, so I think it's really fascinating. Yeah.
Right. There's so much tech that you can take from Web 2, put it on Web 3, and it will be massive.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I think just good development in general, is important. I was talking to my good friend and teammate the other day about this, and he was saying, we're moving so fast. Why don't we take a step back and review what the AI has done deeply and fix also if there's any issues with the AI. And go back to kind of a little bit sprinkling the old school development in there more so. And so yeah, it's important. And these are just the next iteration of stuff. So I think it'll improve more and more. And yeah, but it's an awesome time to be alive. So find great people and build great things.
Yeah,
and find something you're interested in. Yeah,
that's great alpha right there. Couldn't say it better. Well, I see we also don't have any further comments until now. If there is something, you can message me directly on Twitter, or if you have anything related to Jeremiah, contact him on Telegram or through Webacy on X. And with that said, Jeremiah, thank you very much for participating this time. It was a very interesting Dev Guild this time, and also for all participants who joined. Always nice to have you here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure. Yeah, pleasure.
Yeah, always a pleasure. And for the audience, in 2 weeks, we have another Dev Guild, this time preparing for the upcoming Solana hackathon. So if you are like just starting off or want to learn something, come by in 2 weeks. We will learn about Solana and how you can start off your journey. So definitely check that out. And again, thank you, Jeremiah. To all of you, see you in the next Dev Guild.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Pleasure. Thank you.